We'll just pretend that's right.
We'll just pretend. That's how you do it.
On this episode of Finding Festivals, we're learning why automobiles are banned,
Horse is king here on the island.
riding in a horse-drawn taxi, and trying fudge.
Very good.
Additionally, we'll explore these must-dos on Mackinac Island, Michigan. Join me at the annual Lilac Festival.
Hi, I'm Haylie Robinson, and I'm a former festival queen turned executive producer. Yeah, kind of a career change. If you want to learn more about Finding Festivals, connect me on social media, and get a sneak preview of Season 2, then check out the links in my description below. As always, friends, I advocate for you to keep finding festivals and enjoy the show.
Horse-drawn carriages and old-fashioned charm transports guests back in time. With panoramic views of Lake Huron, Mackinac Island is a summer gem visitors return to year after year. Since 1949, the island has celebrated the beautiful lilacs during the annual Lilac Festival. The 10-day event begins the second weekend of June and concludes with the Grand Parade on the third weekend of June. Before exploring downtown, it's time to check in.
We're staying at the Lilac Tree Suites, which is conveniently located downtown Mackinac Island.
Fitting, right? Before deep diving into the festival history, I connected with local author Sue Allen to discuss the significance of lilacs on Mackinac Island.
Well, obviously beauty and fragrance, and I think friendship. We always talk about how much we love the lilacs, but then we talk about how well the lilacs do here, so I think it's a two-way love affair. The lilacs love us.
What kind of inspired you to write the book? I know that we had a lot of creative assets to work with and it was co-produced, but what really drove you to be part of the project?
Well, one main thing was my friend Jennifer, who produced the book, and she designed and took all the photos for it. So she just asked me if I would do it. And I love lilacs, and I'm a lifelong summer resident of the island. And we're looking right now for evidence of any disease to them, and there's something called a lilac borer, which gets in the bark, puts its larvae in the bark, and then eats the bark, which would destroy the shrub. And we started, the Tourism Bureau started a Lilac Preservation Fund 2 years ago with the book, and the proceeds, the profits from the book go to that.
So your book is actually a philanthropic project as well. It's able to kind of pay it forward towards this preservation project.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, friendship should be celebrated, and what better way than a 10-day festival? I sat down with Steph from the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau to learn more about the annual Lilac Festival and the island.
So how long have you been at the tourism board? Yeah, this is my third summer here, so 2 full years on the island. Takes about that long to kind of understand all the unique qualities of the island, but yeah, I've been doing this 2 years.
And when it comes to the Lilac Fest, now do you guys kind of organize that, or is there a special group?
Yeah, it's all mostly through the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau. And then of course our businesses are doing different events throughout the festival, and so we just help push those, promote those, and get the word out.
And this year's really big though, because it's the 75th anniversary. I mean, what does that mean for your team?
Yeah, I think, you know, for me as a transplant to Mackinac Island, right? So not originally from the island nor Michigan in general. It's just really special to see this community. That's something I've fallen in love with Mackinac Island, is the people here, the people who make everything happen. 75 years, you know, it started in 1949. This is the 75th annual festival. Two ladies, Ling Horn and Stella King, saw the cherry blossoms out in Washington, D.C., and they were inspired by the Grand Parade and all of the activities happening around the cherry blossoms, and they're like, we have lilacs, why not do that on Mackinac Island? So it started with a one-day event. They crowned, you know, the first ever Lilac Festival queen. It was 6-year-old Sue Chambers, who actually joined us the other night, and that's how it all began. One-day event into a 10-day event, and so to go back to your question, it just really means community, in my opinion.
It's a community identifier.
Yes, absolutely.
And furthermore, because of the lilacs thriving in this environment, I think it speaks a lot to who the people are too.
Yeah, you know, one thing I've noticed just in my role is the care that people have for them. They want to take care of their lilacs.
I love that. And it's such a beautiful event, beautiful island as well. Now, why did the island choose to
be this way with only the horse-drawn carriages or bicycle, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. It's not only the 75th annual Mackinac Island Lilac Festival, we're also celebrating 125 years of the motor vehicle ban this year. So some big anniversaries this year. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What happened was they started to bring, it was a horse-drawn community. Then the vehicle came along and it started startling the horses, started scaring them.
So the vehicles aren't here because the horses came first.
Yeah,
And that was the most important
Horses
thing.
king here on the island.
Wow. It is kind of fun to just step onto the island and almost kind of be transported back in time with the horse-drawn carriages and the bicycles, and you almost feel like you're kind of just in a totally different time zone.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
That sense of stepping back in time without the vehicles, the slower pace, the having to earn everything. If you want to go see Fort Mackinac, you have to walk up there.
And it gives you more reason to eat more fudge.
Absolutely, that's the main, yeah.
It's the only reason we come here.
I've got a few more steps before I earn my fudge. There are horses everywhere, which begs the question, when do they get a break? Joe goes above and sometimes below to ensure his team succeeds.
So they'll work about 4 to 5 hours a day. Then we switch them out with a different 2-horse or 3-horse team, and they won't come back in until the next day in the afternoon.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. So they get almost 24-hour break.
And they get the whole winter off as well. They only work about 6 months, so they take 6 months off.
So how long does it take for a horse to train on the route?
We have Jim Pettit, and he trains most of the horses that come here. We won't start working them until about 4 or 5 on the island, 4 or 5 years old. And we just have to get them used to all the people downtown. I mean, it's very busy downtown here in the summers. All the bikes as well, and just get them used to all the people flying by them and whizzing by them, all the kids double-fisting Fudge running around downtown. And then the horses, they're ready to go by the first few days. And they're ready to rock, and they're acclimated. We give them to a strong driver, a veteran that's been here for a few years for the new teams. But the drivers get about 2 weeks they train. So we train about 50 to 60 new people every year.
How long does a horse serve?
So they'll work till about 20, 25 years old on the island here. Yeah, and they'll stay in the same teams too. So our teams, after they work together for about a month, they stay friends for life. And exactly how they're hitched is how they stay. And they'll stay like that in the corral too.
What do you love most about your job?
The people. I mean, I love people. I'm a people person. And it's so rewarding, training especially, just to see them blossom. A lot of the kids that come and work here might be their first job. It's their first time away from home. Really, you work so many hours here. I mean, we're working, 12, 13 hours a day sometimes. And just to see them blossom, they've never done public speaking a lot of times. They were in the entertainment business, so I watch them, they're making money, they're having fun, and it's so rewarding. So
I can imagine, especially because your background, you started as a theater kid, and being able to kind of see talent blossom in that way is rewarding, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was going back to school, I wanted to be an English professor, so.
Oh, look at that, everything's tying in, right?
Absolutely.
The horses are living out the work hard, play hard lifestyle from what Joe shared. They may be a mode of transportation throughout the summer, but during the Grand Parade, the horses are the stars of the show.
And now a message from our generous underwriters and donors.
Finding Festivals is brought to you in part by
Find some Lake Erie love? It's a sure thing. Learn how at shoresandislands.com and start an adventure today.
Toledo, more than you ever imagined. Learn more at visittoledo.org.
The Fort Wayne Museum of Art, Toledo Arts Commission, and by viewers like you. Thank you. Now back to the episode.
Considered a local legacy event by the Library of Congress, the Lilac Festival Grand Parade stands out with creative costumes, horse-drawn floats, and marching bands. Oh look, there's the Queen! I'll catch up with her in a bit. Open since 1887, the Grand Hotel is a timeless summer destination rooted in old world hospitality and charm. Most known for the longest porch in the world at 660 feet. In addition to being the principal meeting place for all Mackinac Island in the 1890s, it was also the place for lovebirds of all ages to promenade. By 1957, the Grand Hotel was selected by the Michigan Historical Association as a state historical building. Taking a step inside feels like a step in time, as guests are greeted by the grandeur and details found throughout every inch of the hotel. Even the workers immerse visitors in the old world experience. I am taken back by the vibrancy and openness of this space. The Grand Parlor serves as an elegant gathering place, whether here for the black tie events in the evening or enjoying the timeless tradition of afternoon tea. It's a space for stimulating conversation and relaxation. Speaking of afternoon tea, I'm meeting with Lilac Festival royalty Queen Izzy to chat about her recent victory and life on the island.
So what made you want to go after this role and represent this festival?
All my friends are older than me, and they've all been the past Lilac Queens. There's the last 3 that I can remember were my closest friends when I was with them in volleyball and basketball and stuff. So I kind of looked up to them, and it made me want to apply and represent the community.
Of the years that you've been attending the festival, and even more so serving this year, what do you love most about the Lilac Festival?
I think being the queen and be able to represent the community is really important. It's an honor because I have to go to all these community events and you just interact with everybody and get to know them, and they think, oh, she's the head of the island right now. She's representing everything. So it's nice to be that person who gets to represent for this week or so. It's an honor.
I love that. It really is. When you're in as a queen, you truly are an ambassador for the event, for the community traditions.
I think it's fun being involved with the community.
Absolutely. And this particular coronation was really special this year because you had queens representing all 75 years.
Yeah.
What was that like, standing in that kind of legacy?
That was interesting. One of my best friend's moms was a queen, so she was there too, and then her kids were there, and then most of the former queens still live on the island, and I've worked for some of them, and then we had this queen's banquet after, so I got to meet the first queen, and it's just kind of cool to see the community come together and all the queens in one place. That was fun.
Oh, that's incredible. So who's the nearest court to you?
I want to say Traverse City. Maybe.
Traverse City?
With the Cherry Queen. They come up every year.
I'll say that's a big one.
Yeah.
Well, we have a gorgeous tea set up for us here at the Grand Hotel. And shall we pour ourselves some tea?
Yes. Do you know what kind of tea it is?
That's an excellent question. I guess we'll find out the hard way,
Probably
right?
The English breakfast. I've had tea here a couple times with my parents.
Oh, good. So you are seasoned. Pick it up. Oh, I love the little green cups. They're so
there's
cute.
Little flowers in them.
Oh, it has a lavender hue. Are you getting that? Is that just me?
I was going to say it's English breakfast, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
It tastes lavendery.
It does taste lavendery.
Something like that.
That is delectable. I always love macarons. They're so good. Now, is there a island favorite as far as treats?
But Joann's Fudge is home to the island. They're known for their fudge, and they also do ice cream.
So that Joann's is if you're gonna get fudge, that's
you're
the
gonna
place.
you're gonna go to Joann's for your fudge.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me in on the tea.
Of course.
I like it.
Some sips of sherry and delightful string melodies conclude afternoon tea. Heading back downtown, I got an alluring whiff of fudge. Following Queen Izzy's tip, I headed into Joann's Fudge.
Now, what are you cutting up for us right now?
Right here is the chocolate cherry fudge.
Oh, I like chocolate cherry.
We use specifically Traverse City dried tart cherries in this one. We try to use as many Michigan ingredients as possible. We're kind of the new kids on the block. We've only been around since 1969, so a little over 50 years now.
I'll ask this final question. What do you love most about this position?
It might sound corny, but the best part about making candy is just having people really appreciate what you do and get to see what goes into it.
Very good.
It's clear everyone here is generous with their time and resources. One person in particular is the mayor. She may have been serving in this role since 1975, but Margaret Dowd started advocating for Mackinac Island when she was the Lilac Festival queen.
I was on the court twice, on 2 different courts, and then I was queen in 1963. And it is like being an ambassador, because you interact with so many different people, and you go to different events, and it's a fun time.
I love it so much I created a show about it, right? I couldn't let it go. And there's even a couple other establishments with your last name. Did I see that right?
Yeah, it is correct. That was my grandfather started Dowd's Market, which is the oldest family operated grocery store in the United States of America.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Continuous. And then the new establishment in town is Patrick Dowd Irish Pub, which is named after my great uncle Patrick Dowd, which just opened this year.
Oh, it's new this year?
It's brand new. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I do love some Irish flair. Gotta get down on that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the Lilac Festival, what does that mean for the city of Mackinac, in your eyes as the mayor?
Well, it's a special time of the year. People come, first of all, to enjoy the beauty of the lilacs, and this year has been an outstanding year. Every tree that I have seen has just been overloaded with lilacs, and the fragrance is just incredible. And it's a happy time of the year where people can come and do different activities and enjoy seeing the beauty of the island, and so everybody looks forward to it every year.
The strength of the community is evident, and I was curious if it's always been this way. Dominic from Fort Mackinac paints a different picture of the island's past.
This fort is an authentic Revolutionary War era fort. The British started construction on it in 1779. They were here into the late 1700s, took it back by force in the War of 1812, and it was an American fort through 1895, and 20 years of it was a national park, actually. This was America's second national park for a few years. When the Army left, 1895, and it was like, what's going to happen next with this structure? These original buildings were here. They're not easy to maintain, I can tell you that from working here now. But luckily, the War Department gave them to the state of Michigan and created Michigan's first state park in 1895. And so since then, there was a commission created to oversee it. That commission has been tasked with protecting and preserving not only Mackinac Island, but really the historic structures here at Fort Mackinac. And in the 1950s, it was decided, we're going to shift and become a museum. We're gonna move into that realm. So in 1959, we opened as a museum here at Fort Mackinac, and that's how we now pay to maintain these structures. So every dollar that we earn here at Fort Mackinac admission goes right back into the preservation of this fort and of these buildings.
So are there certain locations within the fort that we should pay particular attention to?
So I have some of my favorites that I'm happy to go over. So the Post Hospital over here, that's Michigan's oldest hospital building, actually, right here inside Fort Mackinac. Details military medicine, in the 1800s when this fort was active, and it makes me just very excited to live when I do. That I live now and not in the 1800s. I don't know how anybody survived back then. And then this building right here, the Stone Quarters, that's right behind us, that is actually Michigan's oldest building. And I have 2 small kids, so we have a kids museum in there called the Kids Quarters, and I spend the majority of my time in there with my kids. It's just, you can build a fort, you can shoot a little cannon, you can see how kids kind of played and interacted in the 1800s a little bit.
We'll try that again.
Yeah, that one may not have had the damage that you wanted.
I did not have the gusto I wanted. All right. Fire!
There it was.
Took down the enemy.
We know many businesses on the island participate in the Lilac Festival, including Fort Mackinac.
We have a special program that we do every day at 1 p.m. it talks about a different aspect of our history. This allows us to kind of explore a different avenue for us. And so Marquette Park, which is the green space down below Fort Mackinac, where most of the lilacs are today. It's kind of like the centerpiece of the Lilac Festival down there a little bit. That was the pasture for the fort back in the day. It was a garden for the fort. So we have a program that can kind of talk about the history of that space a little bit, so we can take people out into the front of the fort, look over the fort, and kind of talk about the various things that were happening in that park. And then we have a bunch of special programs. We have a walking tour, 2 walking tours that we're doing during the week as well.
Since walking was a little challenging for me, I sat down with Anne, who is a lilac docent and leader of some of the walking tours during the festival.
Some of the highlights when we're doing the tours you can expect are just getting into the culture of the people that live here on the island. You can, the lilacs here, you can see all the different varieties. And Marquette Park and the island from the International Lilac Society is written up as one of the 4th largest areas in North America that has the greatest amount of lilacs in a very concentrated place, differing cultivars and whatnot.
Now, when it comes to the lilacs, I mean, there's something special about Mackinac that really makes them thrive. I mean, what's the secret?
The soil, we're on what is known as a limestone, and limestone as an alkaline. Lilacs are non-native to North America. Many of the lilacs are from southeastern Europe, and also a great part of them are from China, and we have Korea and Japan and Russia and those areas, and that's where they're native to. Early settlers to the island, they brought the lilacs with them, and so with this limestone breccia that we are sitting on here on Mackinac Island is what helps the lilacs grow. The lilacs like a well-drained soil, so this is perfect for the lilacs. They thrive on this island.
Now, is it common for them to get as tall as they do, or is that just because of the age?
The lilacs that you see here can grow up to 20 feet. As far as Marquette Park, they're in their natural environment. So they don't get a heavy pruning or anything like that. This is how you would see them in their natural environment in the mountains.
They're actually more of a mountain flower.
Exactly.
And they've been really a staple and identifier of the community.
Exactly. They're in every fabric of, they're in every business, every home, all over the island. People have moved them. They're in the state park here. This island is 80% state park. This is one of our 104 state parks that we have here in Michigan, and it's a great place to come and visit.
I'm experiencing that myself. I'm enjoying my time.
And they have fudge too. And great ice cream.
Before departing the island, I wanted an up-close view of the Mackinac Bridge and joined the evening sip and sail cruise. There are several voyages throughout the summer, and most cruises have live music. I admired the nautical nods throughout the cabin. It was a little rainy, but that didn't take away from the views of the Mackinac Bridge. In addition to the views, there was an impressive cocktail list considering the space limitation. I chatted with Taylor on her inspiration behind this delicious mix.
So, first thing I need is ice.
Oh, ice, yes, we always need some ice. I'm officially the ice scooper. Okay. I think that's good. More?
Fill her up a little bit.
Fill it up, okay.
Fill her up. Gotta have it cold, especially for those summer nights. We wanted to put a French 7.5 on the menu, and we decided what better way than to combine it with a little Empress gin to make it lilac colored, and to just, play into the Lilac Festival that's happening right now, that's popular with so many visitors and locals here.
You have to make everything kind of portable almost because you're on the ship.
And working in this bar is definitely a challenge sometimes, especially when there's 75 people to get drinks to. But we have servers, we have crew that runs around and makes sure everyone's doing okay, and we make do.
We make it work.
Make it work. All right.
And there she is.
Enjoy.
And what do you love most about your job?
I like being on the water. I also really like my crew.
That's good because they kind of keep you afloat, right?
They do. They do.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing this drink with us.
Yeah.
And friends, cheers.
From the panoramic views of the lake to deeply rooted community traditions, there is so much to experience on Mackinac Island during the annual Lilac Festival. And we just scratched the surface. Whether you sip on tea or indulge in fudge, one thing is for certain, guilt-free treats from all the walking. The beauty of the island will stay with me forever, and I look forward to the next festival we find.
You can visit findingfestivals.com to learn more about the series, get updates through the digital newsletter, and connect with me on social media where you can access more content on festival fun.
And we, that'll be a fun blooper.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, no, it's the skills. Cannons. Yeah.
This island, we don't have cars on the island.
What, we don't? Huh? No, I didn't notice. Yeah. Get in. Okay. Wait, I like it. Your crown is so big and sparkly.
It is huge compared to the other ones, like the past. I was looking at them.
Wait, don't need to brag.
It's